Hi there. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm gonna enjoy this new format, which we call flipping the class, which means I'm going to be doing lectures that you're gonna be able to watch at home for homework. And then you'll be able to have questions that normally you may have found difficult to do at home alone. You'll bring those questions to class. So you'll be doing classwork at home for homework and homework in class. Isn't that cool? Well, why are we here in my kitchen? I thought it was a great place to start because, well, have you heard that saying that you are what you eat? In reality, that's pretty accurate. And we're going to talk about molecules that are what you eat and how they're important to biology, because they are who we are. And so when you think about that for a minute, what are the molecules in your kitchen that really become you? So I'm gonna give you a little do now. Yes, we have do nows in my kitchen all the time. So you want to identify 3 molecules in your kitchen and their importance. And what's good about this is that you can pause me, because I may go a little faster than you would like sometimes I do in class, but you can't pause me in class, so it's really cool. You can pause me, rewind me, delete me, hopefully after you finish taking notes. Remember that. Okay, so you've had an opportunity to think about 3 molecules. Well, let me help you with one. Did you say water? Wow, we're gonna really enjoy this format because you're so bright, and this tutoring is just gonna make you even brighter. It's really outrageous. So why is water a molecule? Actually, you may argue it's actually a compound, and you'll be correct. You would be correct. Now, is it a compound? Is it a molecule? And if you were in chemistry, I would worry about the difference. In biology, we say compound when we mean molecule. We say molecule when we mean compound. It all works, okay? So in biology, we like to use models that really are also used in chemistry. Oh, by the way, I have some dogs that you might hear them in the background. They get upset when people walk around in the neighborhood. No one's supposed to walk in the neighborhood, according to my dog. So we use these little spheres. I'll bring them to class tomorrow. You'll see them. This represents oxygen, and much larger than hydrogen, because in reality, oxygen atoms are much larger than hydrogen atoms. And this is something that you would study further in chemistry to really know how it is that we know this, because we can't see this. This is a model. We can't see it. We can't see the gazillion molecules of water. Yeah, I don't know what that number is either, but it's been determined that if you put about 24 zeros after the number 8, that's about how many molecules of water there's in 8 ounces. That's a lot. So a compound has 2 or more atoms that are different, such as two H's, 2 hydrogens, and 1 oxygen. That's a compound. But if we say it's a molecule, same thing, okay? Why is water important? I know you know this. I mean, the heat in here in this kitchen right now, I think I need to put my air on, but then it might be too noisy. So I was thinking just to leave well enough alone. Now, so water helps you to prevent dehydration, which is very important that you don't dehydrate. We'll talk about symptoms of that later on. What's another molecule? Let me see, let me help you out. Yes, the one that you inhale, oxygen. Now this is really a molecule. Molecule in the chemist's definition are 2 atoms, 2 oxygen atoms that have combined together. And how do we know that they combine? Well, we say they form bonds. And so this represents a bond. And the bonds are formed by electrons, if you remember from your previous science courses. So it's the electron that really allows oxygen, one atom of oxygen, to combine with another one through sharing. They actually share electrons, and that type of bonding is called covalent bonding. And yes, you need to take those notes. And this is also in chapter 2, by the way, in your book. So covalent bonding is the way molecules are formed, okay? And so that's another important molecule. Okay? So we talked about water, we talked about oxygen. It's another molecule that you might use in your kitchen. Let me help you out. So sweet. Yes. Well, yes, if you said sugar, very important molecule. Why do we use sugar? Yeah, you might say, well, it makes things taste sweet, but in reality, that's not the function. Your body uses this molecule to obtain the energy that comes from the bonds. And so, if you notice, this molecule here is actually incomplete. And what happens is sugar, which is a pretty large molecule, when you ingest it, your body breaks it down to 2 of these, or at least 2 smaller molecules, one that's called glucose. And so glucose is going to be a molecule that we talk about the whole year round. So let's review a little bit. We have the molecule that you inhale, oxygen, and you should know the formula. You should also know that we write it down in a structural formula. In other words, how the shape of that molecule actually looks like. And you might say, well, if you don't see it, how do we know? Again, chemists are really, really ingenious people. They have done experiments that actually allow them to determine the shapes of molecules. And so we're not, we know this because of the results of those experiments. So we have oxygen, O2, okay? And water with that funny looking shape, the structure, okay? Well, we also know the formula, H2O, and the structure, which is an angular shape, okay? And last but not least, see if you see this, because of course I'm new at this, so it may take me a while. You work with me, okay? Be patient, because I'm learning too here. And then glucose, okay, the more complex molecule. Now I said it's incomplete because it's missing hydrogen atoms, which you see them illustrated in the structural formula, okay? And it has oxygen atoms, which I included in my basic model here. And again, carbon, okay, all around. And this part here, H2OH, would be the part that's sticking out up here. Okay, so these are examples of molecules that you really should have some kind of, knowledge about, some basic information. Our focus today is going to be looking at molecules such as glucose and then asking yourself which ones are organic and which ones aren't. Okay, so we'll be looking, you can contrast water to glucose. You might see some of the differences. Okay, and look at oxygen. Okay, and you might start to pick up something that's pretty different about glucose. And so I'm going to give you the objective so you can copy it down, because this is where we start to focus right to the heart of the matter. And what is it that you need to learn from this lecture? Well, we're going to be determining how and why each major category of organic molecules, there should be an S there, are essential to life. Okay, so I changed the verb there. There's actually 4 organic molecules that you need to know. And we're going to talk about them not in depth. You'll be able to go to class, do some research on a project, and use the basic information that you learned today and move on and build on it. And then really become an expert on these 4 different organic molecules. Okay? So I'm going to pause this video for a second.